What's up, guys? Today we're in the shop with the 7.3. Truck's looking a little more cleaned up, but we're going to focus on the engine today. Just going to give you a little overview what was done when I got it, what I've done in the past, what I just did a couple weeks ago. And I just got it all cleaned up, washed it the other day. I used purple power and some simple green, and then I actually used an old wash mitt and used some car wash soap and hand wash what I could. I think I'm gonna stop using that purple power. This is a pretty good example here on that piece. It leaves like this white residue stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think I keep it pretty wet and don't let it dry, but I don't know, it doesn't work real well like on anything metal. I think I'm gonna stop using it, but I got it cleaned up, just detailed it up. Used some Chemical Guys nonsense cleaner on what I could, and then used some Meguiar Supreme Shine on all the plastics. Did a little bit of metal polish on this stuff. They looked pretty bad from that soap or from that purple power, but they cleaned up pretty good. Then I spray waxed the metal stuff. But yeah, that's what I do for keeping it clean. Turned out pretty well, I'd say. It all looks pretty good. And from now on, I'll probably use some wheel and tire cleaner, or hose it down. Try to keep up with it. It'd be easier to keep it clean. Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys what was done to the truck when I got it, what I've done in the 3 years or so that I've had it, and then stuff I just did about a month or two ago, which was probably the most I've ever done to it. But when I first got it, not much. Had a 4-inch Magnaflow exhaust, still had the muffler. I straight piped the truck a few months after I got it. Had a K&N air filter on it, and had the glow shift gauges. Had the TS 6-position chip. That's really about it. Then the stuff that I did to it a few months after I did it, or after I got the truck, I did all new glow plugs, new under valve cover harnesses and gaskets. I did new O-rings on the injectors. Then I went to a 6637 intake. I was having some trouble with the other glow plug relays. That's the Stancor or White Rogers. It's like a heavy duty glow plug relay. Then about a year ago, I did a new water pump with the radiator hose that goes around the serpentine belt, so you don't have to take that off to change the belt. New serpentine belt. That's a diesel side billet aluminum T-stat housing with their 203-degree thermostat. I got diesel sights coolant filter here. Just cleaned that up a bit. Got their ball valves. I would definitely recommend getting those if you're getting the coolant filter. Did this new degas bottle with a new cap because my old one was cracked. Don't think I really did anything else at that time. That's about it, I think. Probably about 6 months ago, I did this 230 amp Leesonville alternator with the overdrive pulley from fickemrepair.com. I have fickemrepair.com's wiring kit, which is these two wires here. The red wire runs over to a fuse block down in there. It runs up here to the battery. Then the black wire is like a grounding the alternator, running up there and just grounded on the firewall over, well, the fender I should say, over there. That just helps protect your alternator and your batteries if anything goes wrong, and to handle that extra power. And then there is I don't think you can see it, but there's a heavier duty, heavier gauge wire down in there to upgrade the factory ground Then FickhamRepairs.com's wiring kit also comes with, they call it their interconnect wire that goes from battery to battery. I didn't use it, it was a little too long. Well, the kit's really designed for a 6.0, but it will work on a 7.3. The 6.0 and 7.3 are really reversed or mirror images of each other electrical wise. Like a 6.0 alternator's over here, and you just kind of got to reverse that kit around to make it work on a 7.3. But I didn't use that cable because I knew I was getting upgraded cables. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a good look around of everything. Just got it all cleaned up. I'm going to go over what I just did about a month or two ago. I didn't get to doing quite as much as I wanted to do. That was the point of that walk around I just did a while back. Like I said, didn't quite do everything I wanted to do, but I got just ended up getting the engine stuff done. But that's all right. Heavy duty battery cables from custombatterycables.com. I didn't necessarily need new cables, but I need a new terminal, so I just wanted to get a upgraded kit, a heavier duty kit. I knew would last, and just wanted to upgrade. I got these military style terminals. And then with their heavy duty wiring, that's a big heavy duty starter wire. Military terminals are okay. They're kind of a pain to get stuff to connect to them. It's nice because it's easy to connect to, but you kind of need longer bolts, which aren't that easy to find because you really need a bolt that's going to be threaded majority of this way, and it's hard. Most bolts only have threads toward the end, and then a few of the connections, either using this bolt or this bolt, were still too big, so I had to drill out a few of the connectors, or I guess the ends of the cables, to make them fit. But overall, I'm happy with them, I guess. Really, I almost wish I would have stuck with more of a factory connection, but I got them. They're not going anywhere. They'll work. Maybe you might just need to get longer bolts if you had a lot more stuff to connect to them. But overall, they're pretty good. Over in the kits, high quality. Just really the military terminals. I'm not. It's kind of a personal preference thing. I'm not that happy with, but I'll live with them. And then I did the 6.0 trainee cooler, and then as we were doing the battery cables, and we were taking off the wire for my starter, we broke the solenoid on my old starter, so I just got a new starter so I wouldn't have to mess with it again. I got a true, real Denso high torque starter. I've heard great things about them. Really cranks the motor over a lot faster. I don't think I'm ever gonna have to do a starter again. They're pretty reliable and last a long time. So I'm not planning. So I don't think I'll ever have to do another starter. And then down in here, you can see a stainless steel line, or stainless steel braided line there, and the one going down in there, and then got the HPX line. Those are from CNC Fabrication. They're HPOP lines and their HPX line. And then you can see the Riff Raff diesel intercooler boots in red, and down in there, and their intake plenum reinforcing inserts, so you can really crank down on the bottom of that intake manifold. Then I did a AFE Blade Runner intake manifold. I know some people say it's not a huge upgrade, but I'm happy with it. I just wanted something that looked better, flowed a little more. I probably won't make much of a difference now, but once I get into bigger turbo and injectors, I think it'll help. I like the idea that it splits up the hot air here from the cold air. I just think it looks a lot better. Worth it to me. And then did Riffraff's AIH delete. And then got Riffraff's OCR, over boost code regulator. Keeps from throwing, I think it should keep from throwing an overboost code, and then it'll allow, I think the stock or the computer defuels at like 23 psi of boost, and this allows it to keep fueling past that. And I've heard it'll protect your map sensor a bit if you're, you know, getting in the higher boost. And then I did all new sensors, did a new IPR sensor, new ICP sensor, new map sensor, a new EBP sensor, engine oil pressure sensor. I pretty much did it all just to be, you know, higher miles. I didn't want to have to be guessing or worry about sensors keep going out, and those are some of the more common issues. I just wanted to get them done and make sure everything was good to go. And I wouldn't have to worry about any sensors anytime soon. And really, I'm just trying to build it to be good in the stock form. So I'm ready to, you know, build it up in the future. And then I did, I kind of polished up the stock intercooler tubes a bit. They looked a bit better when I first did them. Should have got a video then, but I just didn't get to it. But they still look better than, you know, with how they come from the factory, so I'm happy with them. And got my boost gauge running there. Then I did this big air intake. The kit, or the piping kit, you know, this piece and the boots and that is from CX Racing. Pretty good, I'd say it's a pretty good quality kit. It's not perfect, but I like it. I like the look. You know, it shines up real nice. It's big. I believe it's either I think it's a 3.5-inch pipe running to, this is a 5-inch pipe, and then a 5-inch air filter. It doesn't, the kit, the piping kit does not come with a filter, so you have to get your own filter. And the filter I got doesn't work perfectly with the kit. The filter's a little too long. It's a custom AFE filter. I got I think it's the ProGuard 5R or something like that. That's the blue filter. It's a custom AFE, No Limit Fabrication filter. You know, I don't think any other, probably not many 7.3s run this intake kit. I don't think any other 7.3 really has this filter, because it's normally comes with their kits, or No Limits kits, for like a 6.0 or a 6.4 or a 6.7, whatever. I just like the filter. My 6637 was old. It probably had almost 25,000 miles on it. And I think they're really only supposed to be like, or used, have a life of 15 to 20,000, so it needed to go. It was old. I didn't think it flowed enough. I mean, I'm sure it did in the stock form, but I was looking for more of a permanent solution. So this is what I got. I think it looks a lot better. You got your boot coming off the turbo to the, I think it's a 3.5-inch pipe to the transition boot there, to the 5-inch pipe, to the 5-inch air filter. And like I said, how they don't really work perfectly is that the pipe was a little too long, and I think really the pipes, I just shoved the filter onto the pipe more, probably about here. There's like a little lip inside there, and I just didn't feel like cutting the pipe. But now that I think about it, it wouldn't make a difference. Really, I'd probably be better off cutting the pipe, is what I decided now. So next time I have that filter off, I'm going to probably cut that pipe. Right, but overall, I'm really happy with how that intake came out. I think it looks awesome. Flows real well. You know, it's a cleanable filter, so hopefully I'll never have to get another filter. So, works pretty good. It incorporates the, that's a filter minder. And then also, I also did the CCV mod. And with this intake, if you are running the CCV, doing a CCV mod, you can have, this thing still incorporates it. See that? Down there, kind of by my finger. I had to get this is like a little rubber cap, and I put a hose clamp on it to cap that off. If you're running the CCV, you can see the CCV doghouse. right there. I did a new one of those too because mine was all rusted out. I did a new one, and I don't think you can't see the connection, but I'll show you where I got the CCV mod running temporarily. But yeah, if you're doing a CCV mod with this intake, you got to cap off the there's like a metal the part that would normally attach to the CCV. There's a metal piece of metal tube sticking out of the bottom of the intake there. You just gotta plug that off or somehow. And now make sure you put something over it so it doesn't realize there's no chance of it getting sucked into the intake. But for now, I got that's the hose. Right here's the hose for the CCV vent. I've got it running right there for now. That was just kind of temporary, just to get it done. I eventually want to run it all the way back to the, near the axle, so it's away from the front of the truck. I don't have to smell it or see it here, so it's not bothering anybody up here. But I think that's about it. Everything that I just did. Not really a whole lot, but just kind of getting the basics done. Making sure everything's good in the stock form. I'd say next plans I have the PHP Hydra to do, and then my new ISPRO gauges, and I also have a diesel site transmission filter. That'll probably be next steps. But thanks for watching, guys. Any questions on anything I got done, let me know. And see you in the next video.